Welcome back to Salee Hall for episode 7 of Leatherneck Insider. My name is Peyton Hutchins.
And I'm Tyler Houston. This week's winner of Athlete of the Week was men's golf player Mateo Razkan. Leatherneck Insider reporter Austin Holzenagel talked to him about his performance on the course.
Hello everyone, my name is Austin Holzenagel and I'm here with this week's Leatherneck Insider Athlete of the Week, Mateo Razkan. First off, Mateo, congrats on winning this award. You finished the season with a great performance at the Northern Alabama Invitational. Tell us about that performance and how your first fall season went here at Western.
Yeah, thank you. First off, thank you for having me. Yeah, played okay. Best tournament of the year, so that was fun. Team, we had some okay rounds too. The whole season we didn't put an entire tournament together, so we're hoping, just gathering little stuff, getting ready for the spring, where we can hopefully qualify. So, but yeah, the tournament went pretty well. Started the first hole with a birdie, so that was a good start, and then just tried to keep a rhythm the whole tournament. Hit the driver pretty solid, so yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, it sounds awesome. Again, congrats on that performance. And you haven't only been successful on the golf course, but you've also been really successful in the classroom during your academic career. Tell me how hard it is to balance a practice demanding sport like golf with your grades and in the classroom.
Yeah, parents have always just kind of pounded me about getting the grades. Just try to put student first, as you say, student athlete. So. Just try to stay on top of the grades all the time, make sure I'm getting homework done before I go to the course and just little things like that.
Yeah, that's awesome. And it's starting to cool off here in the Midwest. Practicing golf in the Midwest can be a struggle sometimes. Yeah. How are you going to prepare for the spring season beginning in February?
Yeah, I'm kind of curious myself. I've kind of just always got to the gym in the off season in high school, participated in basketball and keep me busy. So I'm excited to see how that goes. I know we got a simulator and then some putting practice, and then just try to stay grinding, do something for golf to get ready for the spring. So
yeah, that's really nice having a simulator. I would love to take that for a test drive sometime.
Yeah.
But thanks again for taking the time out of your day to do this interview, and congratulations again on winning this award. And for Leatherneck Insider, I'm Austin Holzenagel.
Thank you, Austin, and congratulations to Mateo Razkan. Don't forget to vote on Twitter for this week's next Athlete of the Week.
Staying on the course, women's golf player Olivia Kerr has been a top scorer all year long for the Leathernecks. Leatherneck Insider reporter James Chistinoff has more on Kerr's season.
As the WIU women's golf team's fall season winds down, we got the chance to meet with fifth-year senior Olivia Kerr to give us her thoughts on how the season is going for the team.
I think we've still got some improvement to do for the spring. We've still got 4 or 5 tournaments in the spring before conference, and I think it's enough time for us to get pretty good for the conference.
Kerr has consistently been one of the team's top scorers throughout the season. Even with her success, Olivia is still striving for better moving forward.
I think it's been a pretty average start for myself, just getting back into the tournament feel, and I'm just trying to improve on everything for the spring. I'm hoping for some better scores.
Kerr made it clear what areas of her game she wanted to improve on during the team's break heading into the spring season.
I think my short game, just tidying it up a bit, pick up some shots around the green, yeah.
The girls take one last trip this fall to southern Mississippi to compete in the Judson. You can catch Kerr and the rest of the squad in action October 30th and 31st. This has been James Kiskinoff reporting for the Leatherneck Insider.
Thank you, James. The season may be over for the WIU men's golf team, but there is a lot of work to do in the offseason. The Leathernecks had a rough ending to the year, but had some great performances throughout the season from some individuals. Leatherneck Insider reporter Luke Little got the chance to talk with Nathan Tillman after his great outing in their meet.
The WIU men's golf team wrapped up their fall season last week in North Alabama. WIU sophomore golfer Nathan Tillman would finish the Martin Fed Invitational 5 over par, placing him tied for 33rd. Tillman talked about what aspects of the game he wants to work on after their last meet, and what he wants to polish up before the spring season starts.
I'd say my iron play. As I said, my driving was pretty good, but hitting into the greens, it just wasn't putting it very close. Wasn't giving myself as many chances as I wanted to. Also a little bit of putting. I had a handful of 3 putts and missed a few short birdie putts, so just kind of fine-tuning my short game and my iron play.
I also got a chance to talk with him about his biggest inspirations in golf and who has influenced him the most.
Definitely my dad. My dad's been there since day one. I started golf when I was really young, and me and him just kind of work on it all the time together, just kind of bouncing ideas off each other and my swing, kind of what we see, what he sees all the time. Yeah, it's just kind of always been him from day one. So.
Tillman also talked about what drew him to Western and what head coach Aaliyah Bialukarinen told him about the program.
She called it the 3 F's. She said she wanted this team to have fun, to be fair, and to be firm, and that's what kind of sold me, because I wanted to have fun, obviously. I want everything to be fair. I wanted to be given a chance and to be firm, with saying, hey, we need to put up some scores and let's win. So,
reporting for Leatherneck Insider, I'm Luke Little.
Thank you, Luke. The men's golf season starts back up in February at Alabama State University. When we return, one team broke a record for amount of money raised at a fundraiser. Stay tuned to find out which team it was.
Not W?
It's not W, it's W. 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 That's what I've been stressing out about the most so far. It's saying W because I know it's something you're going to say right. Yeah, we've been there.
They're like, we're waiting on, what are we waiting on?
They haven't said anything.
I thought we're ready to go, we can start.
Hello everyone, I am Will Thomas.
And I'm Dane Mackley. Welcome to this week's edition of Leatherneck Insider.
Glad to see you're still with us. Heading over to the Diamond, WIU Baseball had a successful fundraiser this past weekend at Harry Masada Golf Course, raising over $20,000 and also wrapped up their fall season. Head coach Terry Davis loves the support given by the fans. Leatherneck Insider reporter Caden Strenz has more.
I want just to shout out to our players and their friends and families who supported us, and to have the most hole sponsors in the history of the athletic department by an individual sport for an event was an awesome way to kick off the fall.
Head coach Terry Davis believes that this is the time to be at Western.
This is the right time. This is the right place. This community is behind us 1,000%, and they want our baseball program to be good, and it's our responsibility to give it to them.
Thank you, Caden. It's very cool to see how much money was raised for the Western Illinois Athletics.
Switching to the hardwood, there was a new event for the Western Illinois basketball teams called Monday Madness. On Monday, October 23rd, both men's and women's basketball opened the door for fans to have a glimpse of the 23-2024 roster. Leatherneck Insider reporter Abdullah Dutre has more on this event.
Well, this Monday has been a showdown for the WIU basketball fans. Monday Madness is the first for Proud Purple and Gold. The free event took place inside Western Hall, where both men and women show off their skills, from three-point contest, slam dunk, and scrimmage. Many fans were excited, such as Abedi Bisoga.
My favorite moment during the Monday Madness was when one of the men's basketball men did the free throw dunk. I think that was my favorite moment. I think that was the most intriguing moment out of the event. So, Monday Madness should be done every season or maybe twice a season.
Fans also had a chance to meet coaches, players. This is something fans love to see, and we hope to see more Monday Madness in future. And back to you guys on desk.
Thank you, Abdullah. What a great skills competition and event put on by the team. Seeing everyone coming together and put a show on for fans is always top-notch.
The WIU men's basketball recently got their preseason rankings in the Ohio Valley Conference. Leatherneck Insider reporter Ben Polanka gives us more information on what the coaches' thoughts are coming into the season.
WIU men's basketball team is set to play their first season in the Ohio Valley Conference. The preseason rankings set them to finish 8th in the conference. Coach Boudreau explains how excited and confident he is in this team and joining the Ohio Valley Conference.
The biggest thing for me is the unknowns of the league. I just know so little about the OVC. You could ask me any question about the the Summit, who's in it, style of play, where to eat in Fargo or not in Vermilion. But I can give you good, thorough answers on everybody in the Summit. I know nothing about the OVC, but on the other side of that, that's the newness and the exciting part of they know nothing about us either. And a lot of it, my approach has been, I want the OVC to prepare for us by the time January hits, not us preparing for the OVC. And so we're going to play our style, and they're going to have to adjust. But I'm curious to see. Like I said, I'm curious to see the players in the league, and I'm excited to go to some new towns and see some new places, try some new places to eat, and see what the OVC is all about.
Coach Bujo believes his team can attract more fans.
Here a lot, and that is, this area loves basketball. We all know it, whether it's in Southeast Iowa or Northeast Missouri, Central Illinois. Quincy is king of basketball in when it comes to high school basketball. And so people will come. We win, people will come. They'll be here, and they want to support a winner, but they also want to support a group of guys that are hardworking, that's tough, because that's the area. And we are very, very, we're very blue collar in our approach and what we do, and it can be electric in here because it's loud. It gets really loud.
For Leatherneck Insider, I'm Ben Polanca.
Thank you, Ben. The men tip off their season opener on November 6th at 7 p.m. at the University of San Antonio.
WIU women's basketball also got their preseason ranking in the Ohio Valley Conference. Ben Polanca with more.
WIU women's basketball team is set to play their first season in the Ohio Valley Conference. After having a tough last season in the Summit League, head coach J.D. Garvina plans to have his team play with good pace.
Yeah, I think we really want to get back to being a team that plays with really good pace. And you have to trust your players a lot to play with that pace, because just because you're playing fast doesn't mean you're checking up bad shots. And I think sometimes we would get into that cycle a little bit last year. So I want to be a team that's playing with great pace, but picking other teams apart, attacking, kicking, making the extra pass.
Coach Garvina explains how deep this team can be.
Probably deeper than there's enough minutes to be had, honestly. We really have, it's actually the thing that keeps me up at night is, I think we've got, 3 or 4 kids that are kind of going to be solid in that starting lineup, but then that next, 4 or 5 spots of kids that have big roles, there's probably 8 or 9 kids that can all fill that spot. And so, I think that's a good problem to have, but it's going to be tough on the players because, like I talked about them in the past, if you feel like you have to go prove yourself, you get in the game and feel like I've got to go hit 2 shots so I can get back in the game. That's a bad way to play. And so they're going to really have to be mature about that mentality.
For Leatherneck Insider, I'm Ben Polanca.
Thank you, Ben. The women tip off their season at home on November 6th, where they will host Mount Mercy at 7 p.m.
Sticking with the women's basketball, WIU women's basketball player Anna Dietz has earned preseason All-Ohio Valley Conference honors after earning All-Summit League honors last season. Dietz averaged 12.4 points per game, including 49 three-pointers made last season in the Summit League. Our reporter, Ben Polanca, has been able to talk to Dietz about her accomplishments.
WIU women's basketball player Anna Dietz has earned preseason All-Ohio Valley Conference honors after earning All-Summit League honors last season. Dietz explained about her accomplishments.
It's a pretty big honor. There's a lot of great players in the OVC, and it just gives you more motivation to work hard and kind of live up to that.
Dietz, who is a senior this year, talks about the team's plan on doing with their leadership role.
Yeah, so we actually have a lot of different experience, a lot of different people that have different leadership styles. Me and Alyssa mainly, we're kind of very lead by example, all that stuff, trying to increase the little communication with leadership and everything, but I think it's just everyone coming together and bringing their own different leadership.
For Leatherneck Insider, I'm Ben Polanca.
Good luck to Dietz and the women's basketball team this season. We're looking forward to a great season.
We now send it over to Luke Little, who will be talking about this year's World Series. With the championship series wrapped up, what do you got for us?
Well, guys, the 119th MLB World Series is set with the matchup between the Arizona Diamondbacks and the Texas Rangers. The Rangers come into this series as one of 6 teams to never have won a World Series, while the Diamondbacks have won only one back in 2001. Both the American National League Championship Series went to Game 7, which is the first time since 2004. Now let's get into a little history for both of these teams. We might as well start with the team that secured the first spot in the World Series, the Texas Rangers. As I mentioned before, they've never won a World Series, but have been twice. Before these 2 appearances, the Rangers went half a century without a playoff win. This season, the Rangers offense was on fire. They had electric hitting, but it was known all season that the weakness of this team was the bullpen. But after some great mid-season acquisitions, they have proven they are the championship caliber team we thought they were. For the Diamondbacks, they've made the World Series only once before, which they won in their 4th season as a franchise. In their existence, Arizona has made the playoffs 7 times. The Diamondbacks come into the playoffs as a 6th seed in the National League. After losing their last 4 games in a row to end the season, it seemed as though they might not even make it in. The real reason they're in the World Series is due to a shut-down bullpen that seemed to get formed right when they needed it. Both these teams come into the Fall Classic as wild cards. Nobody could have expected this to be the season finale that we would get, but here we are, and I'm here for it. Everybody loves an underdog story, but now there's 2 of them, the Rangers and the Diamondbacks. It's an underdog matchup for the ages. They both just won their respective pennants. Now they fight for the World Series. Who do you guys have coming out on top in the end?
I love the Rangers, but I think the Diamondbacks are going to win this all. The Rangers are based off power, but the Diamondbacks have tons of contact, and that's what you mainly need.
You know, I'm going to go with Texas. Texas has won all 4 games in that last series on the road. Being able to win on the road in the postseason is huge, so I would go with Texas in this series. I would say in 6 games.
I'd say 7.
When we return, another Short Takes episode is ready to go. You won't want to miss it.
Your vision.
My goal is to work at a top 100 television station as a reporter, anchor, and a producer.
Our mission.
Thanks to Western, I have a resume that would beat out most students from the top journalism schools in the country.
This is Western Illinois University.
I am a success story. I am a Leatherneck.
We are back, which means it's time for Short Takes. This week, Jalen has Kobe Blackman with him, where they discuss what happened this past weekend in the NFL. Take it away, Jay Short.
Welcome, everyone, to this week's episode of Short Takes. I'm your host, Jalen Short, and this week I have Leatherneck insider reporter Kobe Blackman here with me today. Kobe, I appreciate you coming on the show, man.
Hey, man, I'm excited to be here.
All right, first, let's talk about Lamar Jackson. He had a great game against the Detroit Lions, and they have one of the best defenses in the NFL right now. He got paid big money this offseason. I think he's deserving it so far this season. What about you?
I think he deserves the money. You know, I think the money is earned in the playoffs. He has to get them there. They sit at 5-2, so I think they're in a good spot.
Yeah, for sure. I think once they kind of move into that playoff kind of area, I think they'll be good. But let's talk about the Chicago Bears. They got a big win against Las Vegas Raiders. Tyson Bagent, rookie quarterback, first start as a pro. He got a win. I mean, he played a solid game, I would say. But a lot of people are saying he should start even if Justin Fields comes back. I don't think he should start. Justin Fields is a franchise QB. What do you think, man?
Yeah, Justin Fields is the guy. Tyson Bagent, he managed the game, and that's what a backup quarterback is supposed to do. He managed the game. So I think you stick with Fields. Yeah.
All right, now let's talk about GOATs of the tight ends. I mean, you have Travis Kelce, Rob Gronkowski, Tony Gonzalez, Shannon Sharp. You have all those guys. I think, personally, Travis Kelce has etched his name up there as the top tight end to ever play this game. What do you think, man? I think, a lot of people say Rob Gronkowski, but what do you think, bro?
I got George Kittle. It may seem like it's a little bit too far off, but the way he blocks for San Francisco is just crazy. It may not get a lot of credit, but George Kittle is the guy, yeah.
All right, now let's move to the NBA. Victor Wembanyama, I hope I'm saying that right. He is amazing. He's one of the most hyped players to ever play basketball, and I think no one's been hyped like that since LeBron James, but everyone's saying he's going to be a top 3-4 player in the next 3-4 years. I mean, I don't know about that, but I think he's a great player. How good do you think he can be?
I think he'd be very good. He got a good coach, Greg Pop, so a very talented coach, and I think he could get there. I think there's other guys in the league that has that body frame, but the way Wembanyama can move, it's crazy. So I can see him getting there.
All right. Well, that's all the time we have for today, guys. We appreciate your time. Kobe, I appreciate you coming on the show, man.
Yep.
And I'm Jalen Short, your host, and we'll see you guys next week.
Thank you, Jalen, and go Bears.
Western Illinois volleyball has one of their players in the record books this year. Star setter Maggie Kriker has made it to the top 10 all-time in assists for the Leathernecks. Leatherneck Inside reporter Calvin Darnell has more.
In the fall of 2021, Maggie Kraker arrived at Western Illinois University. Since the moment she stepped foot on campus, she's been the point guard of the Western Illinois volleyball team. This season, Kraker hit new heights, hitting top 10 all-time in assists for the Leathernecks. Here is what Kraker had to say about her accomplishment.
Yeah, it feels good. Just to have your name in any record book would feel good, but to know that some hard work is paying off and seeing the numbers.
Kraker isn't satisfied, however. She wants to continue to build on over 1,500 assists thus far in her career. Listen in on her approach to doing so.
I think just showing up every day and putting in the work for, not really thinking about the numbers exactly, but after a game you do see the stats, it feels good, like, oh, I put that work in, and my hitters put the ball away for me. So as a setter, I'm just putting my hitters in the best position, so they do the real work. But
Kraker is a superstar on and off the court. It's a special thing to be named captain, and that is exactly how Kraker felt this year after being named captain along with her two class of 2025 mates. Here's what it means to her.
Being a captain is an important role on the team, and just to know that our teammates voted us in that position is a good feeling, because that means they believe in us and our coaches believe in us. But it's just leading by example. I think just being a good person on and off the court.
For Leatherneck Insider, I'm Calvin Darnell.
Thank you, Kevin, and congratulations to Maggie. All of us here can't wait to watch her climb the record books.
Going from collegiate volleyball to high school volleyball. The Macomb High volleyball team started postseason play this week, hosting the Class 2A regional at Macomb High School. In the regional quarterfinal, it was the 5th-seeded Macomb Bombers taking on 11th-seeded Beardstown. The Bombers defeated Beardstown in straight sets, winning 25-5 and 25-9. Macomb advanced to play 4th-seeded Monmouth Roseville and ended up beating the Titans in straight sets as well by scores of 25-18 and 25-15. With the win over Monmouth Roseville, Macomb moves on to their 3rd straight regional championship game, where they will take on the top-seeded Quincy Notre Dame. Good luck, ladies.
Going back to WIU, the Leathernecks women's soccer team finished their season with a win against the Lindenwood Lions by a score of 2-1. Leatherneck Insider reporter Abdoulaye Ducare caught up with coach Jose Primo on this season's results.
The WIU women's soccer team did just that, finish up with a 2-1 win against Lindenwood. They finished the season off with a 1-4-4 record in the OVC conference. Coach Jose Primo commented on the game.
I think there's always a different, energy in the air on senior day. I think everyone, it hits them that it's our last home game. I think especially for this year, we didn't make the postseason tournament. And so having the girls be able to all show up on senior day with a lot of energy, there's a lot of emotions that kind of go into that. They all came out ready to play, and they really wanted to win and end on a high note, so that way we can kind of move forward off of a positive note. But I was really happy with how we played. I was really happy with how the girls came out. They worked hard. They were really competitive, and we made a few good things happen in the game that led to our 2 goals in the first half, so that was really special to watch.
With the 2023 season coming to an end, the Leatherneck will move on without 3 players. Primo talked about the team position moving forward without the 3 pieces.
Losing the 3 seniors, I think, is hard. I think it's hard. It gets harder every year, but they all are leaving the team in a much better place. So there is going to be a little bit of an adjustment window of, okay, where is the culture going to be without Maddie kind of helping organize stuff, without Audrey at training, and without Mal's direction. But I'm confident that some of our other players will kind of fill those roles. I think it'll take a little bit socially, and I'm sure off the field, to kind of figure out how to go about that. But I think we'll be in a really good spot moving forward.
Coach Primo mentioned the next thing also include giving one-on-one attention to younger players that didn't have the luxury to do it last year. Well, congratulations to the team. Finish off the season on a great note. Reporting from Leatherneck Insider, I am Abdoulaye Ducure. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Abdoulaye. When we return, we go to the trails for cross country, and then to the other desk where another Schoolboy Sports episode took place. Stick with us.
Western Illinois University. Our beginnings in 1902 focused on providing affordable teacher education training. We've changed with the times and excelled through the years. Today, Western is positioned for the next 100 years and beyond. Affordability of diverse academic programs, outstanding learning opportunities, and hands-on experiences provide excellent job placement for our graduates. This is Western, forever Western.
Welcome back to Saley Hall, where we head to the races to review the latest in cross country. This past homecoming weekend, the Western Illinois cross country team completed in Peoria for the 19th annual Bradley Pink Classic. The day before the meet, rain was expected. By the time the races rolled around, the course was soft and muddy. On the white 6K race, the ladies took the lead and finished in second place as a team. Meg Simmons and Lydia Bennett, two freshmen, took the lead for the group, with Elena Cesar following closely behind. Hannah Steinemeyer and Denise Dominguez, two newcomers, completed in top 5 in scoring positions. Since graduation from high school, the freshmen have put in a lot more volume, and it's paying off. In 2 weeks, the Leatherneck will return in another conference meet.
It is now time for my own segment, Schoolboy Sports. This week, I'm at the other desk with Caden Strentz as we discuss the upcoming NBA season. Take a look. Welcome back to another episode of Schoolboy Sports. This week, Caden and I are going to be discussing the NBA. So, Caden, with the NBA tipping off, who's your surprise team this year?
I think my surprise team this year has got to be the Oklahoma City Thunder. I think with Shea Gilgeous-Alexander being one of the leaders last year, just missing a playoff spot, as well as having Josh Giddey and Trent Holmgren, the rookie, a very exciting season for them, a very young team, so hopefully quite a bit of excitement coming their way. Just missing the playoff spot last year, hopefully they can climb up and above to make the playoffs.
My surprise team this year is going to be the Indiana Pacers. The Pacers have a bunch of young talent such as Tyrese Halliburton, Benedict Mathurin. They're just loaded with young talent from top to bottom. So I expect Indiana to probably finish second or third in that division, probably just behind Milwaukee. They'll probably compete for the second spot with Cleveland Cavaliers. Now, who do you think is coming out of the West this year?
Coming out of the West this year, I'm going to say the Phoenix Suns. Now, I know that they failed last year with Devin Booker and Kevin Durant, but I think that this year they're going to flip the script, they're going to turn it around, and they're going to cause some damage in the West this year. I think that they represent the West. I think that the Warriors are a very good second pick to have, if not the Suns, but I'm going to ride with the Suns this year.
I'm glad you mentioned the Warriors because that's my team to come out of the West. This is the last year for probably Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green to be together. So I'm expecting them to have one more run. They're going to put it all on the table and go for that last championship. And then on the East, I'm going to go with the Boston Celtics. Boston, they just got Drew Holiday and Kristaps Porzingis, as well as Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. They have 4 superstars right there. So I got the Boston come out of the East.
I think I'd have to agree with you on that one. I think the Celtics will represent the East. I know that the Heat took them down last year, but the Heat were hot at the right time. The Celtics adding Porzingis and Holiday in the offseason. I think it's pretty obvious, at least right now when you look at it, it's between the Bucks and the Celtics. But yeah, I think the Celtics have the edge right now. It'll be a very fun season though.
Yeah, I agree. It'll be a fun season. That's all the time I have this week for Schoolboy Sports. Now back to the desk. Yeah, it should be a great NBA season this upcoming season. That's all the time we have for today's show, but don't forget to follow us on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter at InsiderWIU. From Leatherneck Insider, I'm Peyton Hutchins.
And I'm Tyler Houston. Have a great week, Leatherneck.